The hangars being built at the military ports in Łask and Świdwin, where the F-35 Hussars aircraft are to be stationed, are being constructed from materials other than those required by the manufacturer of these state-of-the-art American aircraft. All this is being done with the knowledge of Poland's current defense ministry authorities. This is how cutting corners always ends. It was agreed that they will be built using cheaper, less resistant materials. They are less resistant to fire and pressure. The manufacturer, Lockheed Martin, has protested several times against the construction of the hangars for state-of-the-art aircraft using cheaper and inferior materials. The Ministry of Defense is aware of the matter. Letters were also sent to the Internal Security Agency about the matter, and General Struzik is also aware of the threat. The Americans are aware of the threat and have warned that such a situation is unacceptable. Despite this, the investment is continuing in the current cost-cutting form. Members of the current opposition asked the Ministry of Defence about the construction of the hangars for Polish Hussar aircraft from the cheaper replacement materials which do not meet the requirements of the manufacturer and NATO. This was the response of the Deputy Minister of Defence, Paweł Bejda, from the Polish People's Party. None of the changes made to the original design were so-called significant changes that would have required a replacement building permit. Therefore, the investor was not required to report these changes to the relevant authorities. In the case of using materials other than those included in the design documentation, the investor only allows equivalent materials with parameters no worse than those originally specified. How can the Polish state bring this key contract to such a state that, instead of ensuring its fulfillment, the contract may now be revoked? The problem for the Ministry of Defence is that the Americans did not agree to such savings related to the infrastructure for the aircraft, each of what cost 335 million zloty. Aircraft that cost tens, hundreds and sometimes even hundreds of millions of dollars must be operated and serviced in such a way that they are safe, due to the resources that must be used, due to the warranty, due to the safety of people and those who operate them, and the entire engineering fabric. Unfortunately, we see here how the civic platform runs things. Bronisław Komorowski once said that Polish pilots will be able to fly even on barn doors. And this is precisely the post-Soviet mentality of civic platform politicians. And unfortunately, this is what we see from civic platform politicians when it comes to the armament and investing in national security. In 2020, the then head of the Ministry of Defence, Mariusz Błaszczak, signed a contract for the purchase of 32 fifth-generation F-35 multi-role aircraft for the Polish Air Force for $4.6 billion. Even before that, so-called experts protested against their purchase. While searching for data on the F-35, I saw what Sputnik wrote, a publication that is distributed here on its website, proving that the Soviet Su-55 is better and half the price. From the very beginning, the civic platform, then in opposition, was also against it. The planes are wonderful, beautiful and modern, but we don't have them today. We don't yet have pilots who can fly them. We don't have airfields prepared for them. And we need a sense of security here and now. After the coalition led by Donald Tusk came to power, its approach to the F-35s for Poland was supposed to change, at least officially. First, we must arm ourselves. Second, we must arm ourselves. And third, we must arm ourselves. The Tusk coalition government slowed down the process of rearming and modernizing the Polish army. And what is happening with the hangars intended for the F-35 is an example of how Poland is ruled by incompetent people. The question is whether ignoring the aircraft manufacturer's recommendations and the North Atlantic Alliance's guidance for the storage is motivated by the fact that the Ministry of Defence is running out of funds. It may turn out that in a few months' time there will be not enough funds even for the current commitments, so the Tusk coalition is looking for savings in key sensitive projects like the F-35 aircraft. This is obviously unacceptable because we must have the tools and infrastructure to take full advantage of this state-of-the-art equipment. The first F-35 aircraft for Poland are to arrive in January 2026, first to the base at Łask and later to Świdwin. The question is whether this deadline will be met and what the manufacturer's warranty would look like, since the manufacturer did not agree to the Ministry of Defence's cost-cutting.